we're back on Morning Trade Live. Let's focus on Nvidia, the company becoming the first to surpass a $5 trillion in market cap today after announcing a multitude of partnerships today at its, or I should say yesterday, at its GTC event in Washington, D.C. here. Shares hitting a new all-time high today and are up more than 50% so far in 2025. So that is the focus of the morning trade. Joining us now for a closer look, as always, is Schwab Network host, my co-host of Market on Close, Marley Kayden. So there's a lot of ground to cover when it comes to Nvidia over the last few days. Just run us through some of the developments and the headlines that you're seeing as to why we're seeing this jump in the stock today, Marley.
And good morning to you, Sam. Great to be with you in D.C. remotely. Lots of headlines to talk about here. First, you mentioned the important one, the biggest one of all, is that they're the first company ever to hit a $5 trillion market cap on some of these major headlines, most of them coming out of GTC Washington, like you mentioned. So let's start with them. The Nokia, this is a big one. They're taking a $1 billion stake in Nokia, forming a strategic partnership with the networking company to develop a next-generation 6G cellular technology. This transaction will also see Nvidia become a nearly 3% shareholder of Nokia. And they've also agreed to collaborate on AI networking solutions and explore opportunities to incorporate Nokia's data center switching and optical technologies in Nvidia's future AI infrastructure architecture. So that could be a big thing for Nokia specifically. Their shares closed up more than 23% yesterday at close. Also unveiling a lot of different supercomputer news and quantum computing news. So let's go through those headlines. They're announcing NVQ Link, which is a new system from Nvidia that links the powerful GPUs with quantum processors to build hybrid quantum supercomputers. Nvidia says it's partnering with 17 different quantum developers and 9 national labs to make this the standard for future scientific systems. CEO Jensen Huang calling NVQ Link at the conference yesterday the Rosetta Stone of computing, saying it will connect classical and quantum power to expand what is possible. And there's a lot more computer news. Nvidia and Oracle teaming up with the government on AI supercomputers. They're working with the Department of Energy to build some of America's most powerful AI supercomputers. The projects right now are called Solstice and Equinox. They'll use up to 100,000 of Nvidia's newest Blackwell GPUs to accelerate scientific research at Argonne and Los Alamos labs. Jensen Huang saying it's our generation's Apollo moment for this one. Eli Lilly also teaming up with Nvidia on an AI supercomputer, this time for drug discovery. Eli Lilly's building the most powerful AI supercomputer in the industry, the healthcare space, powered by more than 1,000 of Nvidia's latest GPUs. That system will help scientists test millions of drug combinations faster and also improve disease modeling. They'll be able to have advanced imaging and simulation tools. The companies together saying that this development process could speed up the entire drug creation process from discovery to production, so potentially getting it to market and helping to save and help people faster. In addition to this, we've got Hewlett-Packard Enterprises partnering with Nvidia to deliver 2 next-gen supercomputers, this time also for the Department of Energy. These two called Mission and Vision. These systems will be powered by the upcoming Vera Rubin superchips, and they will help drive advances in AI, scientific discovery, and national security. And also partnering with Palantir. They've got to blend Palantir's data analytics system with NVIDIA's accelerated computing. That goal is to help healthcare, finance, and the defense sector, where Palantir really shines, to deploy smarter, context-aware AI agents. Also partnering with Uber and Joby Aviation for autonomous robotaxis and autonomous flights. CrowdStrike to extend AI partnerships for cybersecurity. And Cisco is launching a new data center switch build with NVIDIA's Spectrum X technology. That's the first of its kind from an NVIDIA partner for a data center build. So, so many headlines, Sam, to get through. So much big news, but all in the positive for NVIDIA. Shares up more than 5% this morning.
Yeah, and I mean, I suppose it helps that Jensen Huang is also going to be meeting with Trump expectedly, not here in D.C., on the other side of the world in South Korea, where he's also expected to meet with local executives of huge companies over there as well. He's thinking Samsung, Hyundai, also SK Hynix, which just came out with record earnings overnight as well. So it really is all happening. Not to mention that Trump has also said that maybe the Blackwell chip could be back on the table as far as conversations with China. I don't know if there was any overhang on this stock, given given the parabolic move we've seen, but maybe some of that has been removed as well. But thank you so much for that, Marley Kayden. I will check in with you a little bit later on Market on Close. Let's trade it now with Scott Bauer, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Scott, with all of that in mind, how are you approaching your example trade for Nvidia?
Listen, I absolutely love Nvidia, and I believe this is a stock that you just need to hold in your portfolio forever. It is tradable. Absolutely, it's tradable. And, it's been on this massive trajectory. But for now, I believe there is just way too much exuberance, in my opinion, on this move up. Once we broke 200, it was kind of, this psychological number that a lot of FOMO out there, people jumping in. So for a very short-term trade, not for, for holding in a portfolio, but for a very short-term trade, I'm buying a put spread, and I'm going out just a couple weeks because I want to have this position on that expires before earnings. So I'm going out to the November 14th, so a couple weeks expiration. I'm just buying a simple put spread, the 205-195 put spread, paying around $3 for that. Now, why am I, buying that? Why do I think that Nvidia is going down? Because I just think that there's a big overreaction here. The psychology in the marketplace, too much FOMO. Again, longer term, love the stock. Don't ever want to be short it, but for a short-term trade, I'm buying this put spread.
Okay, perhaps a bit of FOMO here. A lot of it has been priced in at this point. But, Jensen Huang has also been quite upfront and open about the fact that, while China is very much lagging the US as far as AI is concerned, they are ahead in energy. And this could be a constraint for some of the data center ambitions that we have here domestically. But just parking Nvidia there for a minute, Scott, just want your overall thoughts on the market action today ahead of what is going to be a very big day with the FOMC decision out at 2:30. We'll be hearing Eastern, and then also, of course, we've got Google, Microsoft, and Meta up.
Absolutely, and I don't want to say there's too much exuberance in the marketplace. I mean, there's a lot of good that's happening. Earnings, across the board have been, for the most part, really good. I think that we may expect a little disappointment from the Fed. And what do I mean by that? Yes, they're going to cut today. Yes, their outlook is more than likely going to be for another cut in December. In fact, the market's pricing in over a 90% probability of that. I think we've just gotten too far ahead of ourselves from the Fed perspective, and it's really going to come down to earnings. So, regardless of what Powell says today, I think we're going to have some of that exuberance just removed from the marketplace. So I'd be a little bit cautious ahead of that. But you know what? At the end of the day, and at the end of the trading day today, like you said, we've got those big three earnings with two more tomorrow. That really is going to be, where the direction of the marketplace is headed.
Yep, and throw a Trump-Xi meeting in the middle of all of that. Sandwiched in there, and it's going to be a very busy day also tomorrow. Thank you so much for that, Scott Bauer, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Appreciate your time as always.